What if I told you that building a powerful AI could be as easy as, say, using an app on your phone? Well, that's the big promise behind a really groundbreaking technology called automated machine learning, or AutoML. It is completely changing the game, who can build AI and what we can all do with it. Let's dive in.
So let's start with this question. And for the longest time, the answer to that was a hard yes. If you wanted to create a powerful AI model, you pretty much had to be a top-tier expert, probably with a PhD. It was kind of an exclusive club. But what if the doors to that club are about to get kicked wide open?
Okay, to really get this, let's use an analogy. Building an AI model the old way, it's a lot like trying to build a Formula One race car completely from scratch. I mean, you're not just snapping together a kit. You're designing the engine, you're forging the chassis, you're tuning every single little component by hand. It's this incredibly detailed, painstaking, and super slow process.
All right, so let's dig into that manual process, right? This is the before picture, the world before AutoML came along. And, well, it's a world filled with a ton of painstaking step-by-step work.
And look, when we say specialized knowledge, we're not just talking about being good with computers. This was some serious stuff. You needed a deep, deep understanding of advanced statistics, programming, and whatever specific field you were working in. This created a massive barrier to entry, which basically locked out most people and most companies.
Now, this slide makes it look pretty simple. Just 4 steps. But don't be fooled. This whole process could take months. You start with all this messy raw data that needs cleaning up. Then you get to this crazy hard part called feature engineering, where you literally have to figure out which little pieces of that data are actually important for making predictions. And only after all that can you even begin to think about which AI algorithm to pick and how to tune all its settings.
And this is where you really see the headache. Look at all these decisions a human expert has to make. Which is the right algorithm for this specific problem? How do you tweak all of its tiny settings? Those are the hyperparameters to get the best possible performance. And if you're building a really complex AI like a neural network, how do you even begin to design its structure? One wrong move anywhere in here, and your whole project could just fall flat.
Okay, so after all that complexity, you're probably thinking, there has to be a better way. And you'd be right. Enter AutoML, the technology that's here to automate this entire, complicated process. Welcome to the automated revolution in AI.
So what is AutoML really? Well, the definition is actually pretty straightforward. It's the process of automating all those difficult, time-consuming tasks we just walked through. We're basically using AI to help us build better AI, and to do it way, way faster.
This comparison right here just nails the difference. It's a tale of two worlds. On the left, you've got the old way, manual, slow, and you had to be an expert. But on the right, you've got this new, automated system that's fast and, crucially, accessible to just about anyone. This is really the key takeaway. AI is shifting from being exclusive to being inclusive.
So, let's go back to our race car. Remember how building it by hand was the old way? Well, if that's the case, then AutoML is like a state-of-the-art robotic assembly line. You still get that same incredible high-performance car at the end, but it's built in a tiny fraction of the time with more consistency and, get this, often with even better performance.
All right, so we get it, it automates things. But what exactly is it automating? Let's pop the hood and see what tasks are now running on autopilot.
And the scope of this automation is, well, it's pretty mind-blowing. We're not just talking about automating 1 or 2 little steps to save some time. AutoML can handle the entire pipeline, from that first messy batch of raw data all the way to a polished, high-quality AI model that's ready to go.
Yeah, check out this table. It really breaks it down. And what's wild is that it's not just handling the easy stuff. It's tackling some of the absolute hardest parts of AI development, like feature engineering, and even something called neural architecture search, which is basically designing the AI's brain from scratch. It's a complete end-to-end automated system.
So, okay, we've automated all this stuff. What's the payoff? What do we actually get out of it? Well, first, the solutions are just simpler and easier to manage. Second, the whole creation process is insanely fast. We're talking about cutting development time from months down to hours. And then there's the kicker, the most surprising part. AutoML models often perform better than the ones built by human experts. Why? Because the system can explore thousands of different designs and settings that a person would just never have the time to even consider.
And this
this really gets the heart of why this matters so much. This isn't just about making things faster for developers. It's about making AI accessible to everyone. This is what you hear people talking about when they say we're democratizing AI.
You see, the old way of doing things had this fundamental flaw. Every model was shaped by the personal choices, the gut feelings, even the biases of just one expert, or a very small team. This made the whole process inconsistent, hard to scale, and kind of like a
cottage industry, as one researcher put it. And that phrase is just perfect, isn't it? It captures this idea of a small-scale, handmade craft, available only to a select few. AutoML is what finally takes AI out of that small cottage and puts it into the massive factory, making it available to the world.
And that's the whole point. The goal isn't necessarily to replace the experts. It's to empower everybody else. It's about giving tools to doctors, artists, small business owners, so they can use AI to solve their own unique problems without needing a PhD in machine learning.
So when you put it all together, the impact is huge. By lowering that barrier to entry, by letting more people in on the action, AutoML becomes this incredible engine for progress. It accelerates innovation across every single field you can imagine. It's a true force multiplier for human creativity.
And all of this leaves us with a pretty thrilling question to think about. When absolutely anyone can build a powerful AI, what are we all going to create? What huge problems are we finally going to solve? The next great breakthrough might not come from a giant tech lab. It might come from someone just like you. The future of AI, well, it's not just in some far-off lab anymore. It's in all of our hands.